Then I'll mix a little Indian yellow along with a little Hansa yellow and create a blend. Let's see how this works with the reference photo. It doesn't have to be exact, but it's within the range that I'm looking for. So now that I have my color, it's time to apply it to the painting. Using my number 20 blend brush, I'm going to take the color mixture, apply it to the center, and allow it to move into the clean water. Notice how I've stayed away from the edge, and the color is more confined inside the wet area, and I have that dry line around the center. Going back to my palette, I want to mix some color to create that bright orange color that's going to set that center off. So I'm going to add a little permanent alizarin crimson along with a little quinacridone magenta into my yellow. And to have a little more control over where I place my color, I'm going to switch over to my number 14 blend. Now I get to work on that ruffly edge, going right up to the pencil line and allowing the color to bleed and blend down into the yellow. If I used a 20 instead of a 14, I could easily flood the center with too much of the orange color. Notice how I keep the brush loosely in my hand and the amount of water that I have in the color. If I had less water and more pigment, meaning a drier mix, what I could get is a halo effect. That means instead of having a nice blend and transition into the yellow, it could look like a hard line around the edges. To make this just a little more irregular, I'm going to stroke from the outside in. And if the color starts to feather or not move the way I want, I'll take my little puddle of water that's on the surface and let it help the color along. Notice how just a few strokes of color can really change the appearance and take an area that was flat and start to give it more ruffles. Now before I overdo this, I'm going to stop and let this area dry. Then turn my attention over to the shadows.